Good evening, wrestling enjoyers. Have you right? It's time for Profit Review. Last week we discussed the last Rust Store for 2024, that being Christmas Week 3, and that means today we're here to discuss the very first Rust Store for 2025, that being the Rust Store on January 2nd, 2025. So sit back, relax, and I'll start yapping. Now, before I do, some of you might not fully understand what the focus of the video is, so I'll quickly explain. Basically, with every single Rust Store that we see, I will return to it 4 weeks later just to see how everything turned out. Did everything match up to our expectations? And if not, well, I have to sit here and explain why. And also, with every single Rust Store that we see, I'm always making predictions for what potentially might be the most profitable skins to consider investing into. Was I correct? And if not, you can hold me accountable. Right, so let's hop back over to here and, well, talk about the initial reaction. Now, what I want to do is just quickly talk about last year, literally the previous year's very first Rust Store. So this was the first Rust Store for 2024, and I was very hesitant about what we're about to see for 2025 because all the skins you see here sold pretty absurdly. The lowest selling skin was 16,000 subscribers. That's quite maddening, but a lot of people were playing, and therefore a lot of people saw the Rust Store, a lot of people have some Christmas money to spend, a lot of skins were bought. And unfortunately, for a lot of those skins, they sold a little bit too much, and a lot of those skins appeared on the Steam market, third-party sites. Their prices suffered quite a while after they were in this Rust Store. So that thought was lingering in my head, and then I see this Rust Store, and I'm like, okay, I mean, it's not too ridiculous. Then I looked at it a little bit better, and then I realised every single skin here actually was submitted before the Christmas batch of skins, and that's basically what led me to believe that all the Rust Stores over these past 4 weeks were actually pre-planned. And then Facepunch went and had their holidays and then came back, and yeah. So it's like, okay, well, at the end of the day, it's still a perfectly fine looking batch of skins. You've got an interesting looking garage store. Another black backpack just after blackout. Another abyss weapon. That's interesting. And another hammer. Wait, did we just have a Christmas hammer quite recently? Well, there you go. Harbour Seal hammer. And we knew that the Harbour Seal rock sold quite nicely and still maintained its price and went up to be a nice profitable skin. So that was looking pretty interesting. Pie? Sure. So we've got some primitive clothing. Okay, that's pretty cool. And 2 weapon skins over to here. So overall, it wasn't super flashy. So I was like, okay then, maybe it's not going to end up like the previous year where we saw a ridiculous amount of sales across the board. But maybe something could still kind of go that way. Well, I was looking at these skins and I had to consider, what potentially was going to be a nice investment. And the very first thing I'm talking about is the Harbour Seal hammer. So I'm not joking. It was, the very beginning of January. We're about to have our force wipe. We're going to have the update. Quite literally on this day, this happened, and we were seeing ridiculous amounts of people playing. So if I could just quickly remind you, the peak player count for January force wipe was 259,000. Actually, on the day, it was actually 255,000. 259,000 happened on the Saturday. Yeah. Anyway, I was looking at the rock. That was comfortably around $4. I thought, you know what? That did around 19,000 subscribers, and I was very much under the impression, if it's a cute animal, surely these prices might hold up quite nicely. And, well, you got the Harbour Seal hammer here, and, of course, you're always using a hammer. You need one. But what else are you going to make a base with? Well, okay, all right, fine, fair enough. But, is it going to be all right? We've just got the second hammer within 2 weeks, and if we start to see hammer skins become a lot more prominent, accepted a lot more, in 2025, maybe they just won't be as profitable. But still, out of all the Christmas skins, 2 weeks later after that Christmas Rust Store, that hammer is still in the positive, whereas all the other Christmas skins were down in price. I just couldn't help but assume this was going to be reasonably okay. I just needed to wait and see how many sales it had later on in the week. So that was looking very promising. I was under the impression we'll probably see some more Harbour Seal skins being produced and potentially accepted in the future. It was in a very good spot. So, all right, we'll leave it at that. Looking at the other skins, what was I considering? Well, I looked at tire hide clothing here. I thought, the bandana and a poncho. So as long as we do see a collection continuation, surely it will spike in price. But I was very well aware if it takes a while for that to happen, yeah, okay, it's still inevitably going to go down in price. So a smart barter can always lead to some success, some sweet delicious profit. But I had to wait, let the sales happen, and see if there's any actual continuations being made pretty quickly. So that looked promising. I then remember talking about the Abyss Thompson. So I knew for a fact this was going to go down in price. We've had some Abyss weapons in the past. However, what tended to happen was that it'll come out, sell reasonably, and then immediately afterwards it'll go down in price, but then it'll go back up in price and, well, work out ever so nicely. Thompson's around this point in time was also looking pretty good as well. We had like a fairly decent amount of them in the positive, not right now at the moment, but I'll explain that a little bit later. But yeah, the Abyss weapons specifically, as you can see, we had the LR300, the SAR, and it was more specifically the SAR I was talking about because that behavior that it went through basically replicated the behavior of the AK. And like I said, comes out, sells reasonably, goes down in price pretty quickly afterwards, but then during the next very good time, price goes up ever so nicely and works out to be a nice profitable skin. So if you can just kind of consider how low this went, it's very likely to be the same thing for this Thompson as well. So, okay. Smart buy order, probably the smartest way to go about it. Yep. And if you do it that way, you're very likely going to walk away with some profit. Yep. So cool. Then I considered the garage door. Now, at this specific point when I was doing the predictions video, so if I could quickly hop over to here, that garage door was selling pretty ridiculously. If I can recall, I think I recorded this... Oh, no, it's just after a good few hours. 9,000 subscribers already. Okay, so it looked like the garage door was the one skin that was kind of replicating the behaviour from the previous year's, like, very first Rust door, so the 2024 first Rust door. And... whilst it was a very good looking garage door, nothing wrong with that, but was this going to end up exactly like these skins here, where after a good month or two, with potentially many other garage doors coming out, would it just drop off, lose interest and go down in price? I just couldn't help that was likely going to happen. I couldn't get a clear idea of how many this was going to sell, by the end of the week, but I was very cautious that it was potentially going to sell a little bit too much. And like I said, if you just take a quick look at all the garage doors that were introduced in 2024, I was a little bit not sure if everything's going to be A-okay. So, yeah, I'm sure you can understand. We're also expecting to end up around, going into the spring months, the Easter dip and whatnot. Like, post-Christmas, absolutely wonderful, but it doesn't last forever, does it? So, I was just kind of looking a bit further ahead. Was that likely to blow its Rust door price? Could I potentially pick it up for a fairly cheaper price? I was expecting that. And well, we'll have to see how that turns out. So, looking at the other remaining skins, Pie Box, pretty goofy, pretty silly, but is that enough? Probably not. But it's Pie. So, I just went with just sticking with the idea of doing a Barda. The Legacy Kevlar backpack. I said it just a bit earlier. Didn't we just have a blackout backpack? Yep. And that was very conflicting because I know normally most blackout skins tend to retain their value quite nicely. A very in-demand collection and much better suited to likely maintain its price. Also, we did have the Restoria backpack, which was mostly black, and that was given away for free. So it was a bit, a bit unsure. And coincidentally, Legacy Kevlar skin here, Legacy Kevlar skins here. They sold a little bit too much, and even to this day, not exactly holding up very well. Was this potentially going to sell ridiculously as well? I had to wait and see. And then the weapons, I looked at them, they were okay, but they didn't really stand out too much, and I didn't really have a lot of faith that they'll maintain interest and actually do well in terms of being super profitable. So, yeah. All right then, so that was all the skins there. How did things progress after the first day? So if we could hop back over to here and take a quick look at this. Well, that garage door did 16,000 plus subscribers. Yeah, that was selling pretty ridiculously. The backpack, not as much, but still, still quite a lot. Almost 11,000. It is quite a lot, but not a ridiculous amount. So, okay, fair enough. Thompson, selling quite nicely. Hammer, only 6,000 subscribers. Right. So that really didn't look like it was selling that much. All the best for it to potentially be a very nice, profitable adventurer. So, yeah, why did I say it that way? I don't know. But you get the idea. It was looking to be much more interesting as an investment because it wasn't selling too ridiculously. Like, consider this, comparing to the previous year, this really wasn't selling that much. I was honestly very surprised. But then again, the choices of the skins, maybe the next week would have some pretty wild-looking skins. Well, you had to wait and see, didn't you? Anyway, across the board, didn't really sell as much as what I was initially assuming. With the previous year, I was expecting potential disasters with ridiculous sales, but only one skin was kind of following that behavior. So, all right, point made. Shall we now talk about the suggestions with the prices with, of course, doing the abnormal barders? So the reason why I said that is because I wasn't actually streaming during this period of time. This is like literally the day before when I actually started going back to streaming. It was on January 10th, that was it. So I actually did the prices in my Rust Workshop skin checks video, And of course, when it came to doing the buy orders, I already knew what I was going to do. So yeah, if I could just quickly show you this, you don't even see my face. But literally the day before the Rust Workshop skin checks, I was looking for all the skins. I could get a good idea of what the prices were going to be. And I walked into this doing the buy orders. And, well, I could probably skip ahead and showcase the buy orders. So in the background, as I'm doing that, I'll talk about the prices. So for the garage door, at this specific point, it had reached basically 37,000 subscribers. I was concerned. I thought, you know what? I can see it working out quite nicely if we do eventually get some collection continuations. But at this specific point, there was no signs of that. So I thought, okay, $3 skin, it's going to probably go down to around $1.50 potentially, maybe a bit lower, we shall see. But I could see it rising up in price in the future nicely during the summer, for example. So yeah, I went with $1 to $1.50. When it came to the Legacy Kevlar backpack, I made considerations. I thought, is it really going to go down that badly? Looking at it, it had basically gone all the way up to about 23,000 subscribers. Not a ridiculous amount. Quite considerably less compared to the Blackout backpack, which of course had about just over 50,000 subscribers. Legacy Kevlar, considerably less, so basically about half as much. Legacy Kevlar. There's other Blackout alternative cheap options out there, and for backpacks, at the time of doing this buy order, I was well aware that there was a black gold backpack that was submitted to the workshop. If that's accepted, well, there you go. Then they all start to become a bit of a problem. So yeah, that was a bit awkward. So with the Legacy Kevlar backpack, I just went $1 to $1.50. Sold for $2.49, but I didn't assume that with the amount that sold, it was going to end up going down to ridiculously low prices. So yeah. When it came to the Abyss Thompson, I went with $1 to $1.50. Again, I fully expected it to behave exactly like the AK, exactly like the SAR. It would probably go down between $1.50 to $2, but then during the summer, or maybe post-Christmas next year, probably go all the way up to $5 and beyond. So, yeah, I thought that was the case. I thought that was probably the best way to go about it. I very much thought the behaviour was going to repeat itself all over again. And you can probably see me in the background debating how much am I actually going to offer, and then I figure out what I'm going to do, and then I put the barter down. And then with the tire hide clothing, or more specifically the poncho and bandana, I just went with 70 cents, 90 cents. I didn't expect a continuation to appear for a while, and yeah, that's how I approached that. So yeah, all right then. So the regular skins, the skins that weren't, of course, abnormal, I went with $1 to $1.50 for the Harper Seal hammer, and remember, that was selling at $1.99. It wasn't abnormal as well. So on this night, I went with the suggestion of making a purchase. I think I bought 100 of them, if I can remember. It's post-Christmas. I'm selling a lot of Rust skins, and I'm in need to purchase things just so I can continue selling Rust skins. The Harbour Seal hammer did not sell that much. The Harbour Seal hammer, well, I can't even remember how much it had. Can I go back over there? Point made. The background's in the background. The barter's in the background. Skip. All right, here we are. It was only sitting here with just under 13,000 subscribers. It was hardly anything. I thought, yeah, all right, let's go buy some. I wanted to buy something, and it looked like, at the very least in the future, if we don't see that many other hammer skins being accepted in 2025, they'll very likely potentially follow suit of the behaviour of the Easter Chick hammer. Oh, do you need a reminder of that? At this specific point, the Easter Chick hammer was selling for around $7. It was accepted back in Easter of 2024. With next to no competition and hardly anything new, I mean, cute animal as well, it rose up in price ever so nicely, graciously, and yeah, very profitable. Could the Harbour Seal hammer follow suit? Well, I thought it could at least, if it did at least half of the progress that the Easter Chick hammer did, still very profitable. So yeah, bought 100 of them. Just seemed like a perfectly reasonable thing to chase after, and I really didn't think it was going to drop down in price that much. I did expect it to drop down a bit. I just didn't think it was going to crash and burn. Point made. Okay, pie box, 80 cents to $1.10. It was goofy, it was silly, but the silliness I thought might carry it, but yeah. And weapons, unfortunately, I didn't think they stood out super crazily. Their lack of sales definitely, showcased that, with both of them around 6,000 subscribers. Both of them I did 60 cents to 80 cents. I just didn't really think they were going to hold up very nicely. And so, with everything all said and done, we can now go ahead and take a look at these skins and talk about how things have progressed after a month. Right, Mystic Tree Garage Door. It's actually held up quite nicely. People are appreciating even with interesting skins come out very recently. So, of course, we've recently had the Lunar New Year Rust Store and Rustors, because there was actually 2 of them, which was a big surprise to us. We had some very interesting designs, and yet it has survived. Now, in between, we did have the SAR Garage Store as well, but yeah, no, Mr. Tree Garage Store. It sold a lot because there's a lot of genuine demand. And, well, if I were to go ahead and take a look at on the Steam market right now, if we were to go ahead and look at the buy orders, just to remind you, sold at $3, but surprisingly, nothing close to $3. People are actively just buying it from the listings. Okay, fair enough for now. We have not yet actually entered into the spring months yet. I mean, I guess you could say February is, but usually around March and April will we see like a proper drop-off. Now, that's including the player count, but of course, a lack of players leads to a lack of demand for skins, which of course means lower skin prices. But inevitably, they do come back. Summertime, summer vacation for kids. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, all right. As of now, things are looking to be stable, but is this still likely to go down in price? I mean, with the borders over down to $2, I still expect it to happen, and it has happened. It's just, as of now, people seem to like it enough to keep buying it, so fair enough, cool. But it is February now, and I do not expect to have as many people playing in February compared to January, which, just to quickly remind you, reached 124,000 average player count. That is phenomenal. That's the second highest it's ever been. The only thing that beats it is the early 2021 time, which of course was January 2021, 142,000. And if you are confused by that, it was during the offline TV era when pretty much all the big streamers on Twitch were all playing Rust on a special server. Lots of people were watching it constantly on Twitch over the course of 2 months, and that's when tons of people bought the game. And lots of interest. And now, with some very nice, gracious rise, in people actively wanting to play the game and enjoy it and whatnot, it's getting back up to that level, and it's great to see. So awesome. Rust is still growing, but we are expecting a dip in player count for a while. It's routine, don't worry. So point made, cool. I can still see that garage door dropping off a fair bit. All right, cool. So we'll have to look again in the further future. That's for you to do, all right? Anyway, my buy order price of $1 to $1.50. If I could just go down over to here, well, I mean, you got a 10, a 29, a 49, an 11, a 20, and then it's down to like $1.50. I mean, give it more time. Look at it in a month or so, and if you really don't think it's going to go down a price that much lower, I mean, you can always just go buy some. As of now, it's still the same price it sold for in a Rust store. But again, just leave it a while, and it probably will go down to around maybe $2, maybe stay slightly above $2. We shall see. But, keep an eye on it over the course of the next few weeks. Right then, let's go ahead, and you know what, let's just remove that now. Point made, there was only one skin that was like the previous year. All the other skins, fairly reasonable. So Legacy Kevlar Backpack, I made that point. In comparison to the Blackout Backpack, this sold half as much. And yet, both of them are down in price now. Yes, pretty much every single backpack has gone down in price. They all sold a little bit too ridiculously. And Face Punch just kept accepting backpacks. We went on a very long streak, and it only just recently finished with the second week of Lunar New Year not getting a backpack. Cool. The first one did, but not the second. Cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the backpack for the Blackout Collection and the Legacy Kevlar Collection, because, of course, like I said, this did 55,000 subscribers. Ridiculous. And it has 500 listings on the Steam market. Ridiculous. Compare that to Legacy Kevlar Backpack, and, well, whilst there's a decent amount, it's about 5 times less. So, all right, yep, you could look at this and say, 10 more sales or 20 more sales and it's back up to its Rust store price. Compare it to this, well, quite a few more, I guess you could say. But I should point out, there's like 228 listings above $4, so don't be fooled by the amount that are listed, but still, it's looking like it's going to struggle a fair bit more. However, when there's a lot more people playing the game, loads of people return to buying their Blackout skins, and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back up to its Rust store price and a little bit higher. I fully expect it to happen. So, okay, fair enough. Like all backpacks, they have suffered, except this one. Just wait until we see another brown backpack and it'll probably suffer as well. But yeah, it ain't looking super great for backpacks at this moment. Oh, who would have guessed? I did say the initial backpacks were likely going to sell a little bit too much compared to actual genuine demand, and it's very likely that they're all going to drop off around the spring months. I definitely put those warnings out, and, well, here you are. So, all right, fair enough. Let's see how things progress from here. Maybe they all rise back up in price during the summertime. I look forward to it, and keep an eye on it. So, let's see what else is being produced, and let's see what else potentially gets accepted. But surely these prices can't go that much lower, right? You've got to keep an eye on them. So there very likely could be a potential investment to be made here. But as of now, look at that backpack. Yes, it's gone down in price. My suggestion of $1 to $1.50. Well, if I could quickly go back over to here, looking at the buy orders, I mean, it's looking pretty strong around there. As you can see, it's about $1.60 here, and then below that, $1.40. I mean, I could expect it to drop down a fair bit lower. I can expect it to potentially see, a few sales around here, maybe. Just a few. No, quite a fair bit. But yeah, got to wait until around March, April time, and then you'll expect to see a lot of sales happening by then. Yes. Lots of skin prices are going down at the moment. Post-Christmas has come and gone. But, yeah, just leave it, and then you'll very likely see this potentially go down a little bit lower. Also, if you've seen the state of the Steam market at the moment, yeah, it's a bit broken. Right, okay, so looking at that, things seemingly are, okay at the moment, but give it more time. Yes, the buy orders for both of these at the moment doesn't seem to be super correct, but again, it's more of a long-term wait. You got to maybe wait another month or two. I know, but yeah, that's how it is. Right, so let's just go put these away, and now let's go ahead and talk about the Abyss Thompson. So as I said, my approach to it was $1 to $1.50. I fully expected to emulate the behaviour of not only the SAR, but of course the AK, because the SAR we expected to copy the behaviour of the AK. Right, let's go ahead and quickly grab both of these, and let's just get this point across. This rose up in price ever so nicely over the past post-Christmas. Over the past few weeks, it's been doing very good. Now, if I could go over to here, as you can see, the price is now starting to go down. As you can see, when it came out, it went down pretty quickly. It reached a low point of around $1.60, $1.70, $1.60. Point made still between $1.50 to $2. And then it rose up, and it peaks around just under $4. Very nice, very cool. Now, if I were to go ahead and take a look at the AK, pretty much the exact same thing happened there. So these Abyss weapons, they have the interest, and they do seem to recover. So yes, initially it goes down, goes up a fair bit, it goes down, it goes up a fair bit, goes down, 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 it goes up again. So yeah, when times are bad, when there's less people playing, it goes down. Oh, well, who would have guessed? When times are good, when loads of people playing, they like the AK, they go buy it. So yes, this Abyss collection, which I'll showcase to you right here, right now, it's been doing very good post-Christmas. Now prices are starting to drop off, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's definitely shown to be a skin people admire, people appreciate, and a skin collection that people will buy when there are a lot of people playing. So even the tier 3, got to get this point across, this has suffered incredibly with all these other core pieces coming out because they sold considerably less compared to this. And even then, they went up to about almost $2 each. But, they've gone back down now. But anyway, point made is people do appreciate the collection. And that Thompson, it is following the footsteps of the previous weapons here. So, okay, fair enough. We'll see how this behaves around the summertime. If you bought a fairly decent amount of them, like I have, I bought a lot of them at around $2. I've just got to sit here and wait. I am fine with it. I actually did 3 buy orders in that. I did 3 buy orders in it. I've already picked up a whole bunch of them for $1 cheaper, and I'm just going to sit here and wait till the summertime. I fully expect it to rise up in price again. Maybe like the SAR, ends up around $4. I'm happy for that profit. I'll be fine with that. Right then. Harbour Seal Hammer. So you were not abnormal. And yet, right now, just to point this out, as you can see, yes, it's gone down in price slightly. 108 listings, a perfectly fine amount. On average, most rust skins in the Steam market have around 100 quantity. And, well, just a few sales, it's back up to its rust price. Look at the buy orders. Things are good. So, yeah, my suggestion of $1 to $1.50 as of now seems to be perfectly fine. Lots of build up, all around $1.70, I should say. But, yeah, I went and bought 100 of these. I've bought quite a lot of them as well with buy orders. I think I bought an extra 30 buy orders. There's still more that I could buy, but that's what's happened so far. Could this potentially go lower? Well, it probably won't be going lower than $1.70 for a while. And then what happens during the summertime? What happens if we see another Harbour Seal skin potentially being produced and accepted? Now, I should point out Lunar New Year and Valentine's are going to get in the way, but yeah. Oh, and then Easter. Oh. But yeah, I fully expect some more skins to be produced. I fully expect to see Harbour Seal potentially growing into a much bigger collection. But the whole idea of, will the hammers be all right? Yes, the hammer's all right. The hammer is all right. Now, if I could just quickly go back 2 weeks, how's that gingerbread hammer currently doing? It's down by only 14%. I mean, look at all these other skins, down by 51, down by 58, down by 25. But this, 14%. Hammers, they are reliable. And I assumed that when I saw this. I assumed it when I saw this. And yeah, they're both doing pretty good. Not too ridiculous amount of listings. They both seem to be in a perfectly fine spot. And for both of them, I did $1 to $1.50 as a suggestion with the buy orders. Things are okay. Things are, sweet. I'm not going to complain. So, did you happen to buy any of these? Because I did. Feel free to comment below if you bought any of the skins in this current rust, this rust stop we're talking about today. And yeah, Are you happy with the position it's in at the moment? Remember, we are just about to go through some bad times, but I do see some nice things happening with this. So, yeah, that's my opinion from what I see there. But, yeah, keep an eye out. You never know. Maybe we'll start seeing a lot more hammer skins being produced and accepted. I've seen attempts, but no other skins have been accepted recently. So, all right, we'll see. Anyway, that's fine. You're in a good spot. All right, pie box. I said like 80 cents to $1.10. Well, guess what? It's sitting here at $1.10. Oh, dear. Now, there's an interesting detail that has been mentioned quite a lot in the Rust commits. We're going to get a cooking update. There's lots of mentions that food is going to start spoiling. You're going to need to refrigerate it. That's cool. That's nice. But with the food, you want to keep it fresh because, well, you're going to be able to make some meals. You're going to be able to make pie. You're going to be able to make some bread and honey and whatnot. And that pie right there, well, do you reckon with the update, a lot of people are going to probably buy up the pie box just so they can put all their pies inside it? We don't know what pies do at the moment. It's all, it's all subject to change. Maybe they don't want to do pies. Maybe they'll just say sandwiches or something. We've got bread. Anyway. We don't know what the pies are going to do, but if they are something that potentially is going to be a very nice, core, helpful mechanic, then, all right, yeah, sure, put them in the pie box. Ta-ta. So keep an eye on this. If pies do become beloved and cherished and, desired, that probably will be a very interesting thing to look at. Now, here's another thing. It's only got 15 listings on the Steam market. Well, yep, there you go. Take a look at that. There's like a few listings, and then it's back up to its Rustore price. Well, there you go. I don't know what that's all about. It didn't sell that low, did it? 11,000 subscribers. That's like next to nothing. So on SCM.app, if you actually click the images, it will actually show you the third-party sites as well that have listings. And no, it's like next to nothing. I'm actually quite surprised by that. Like, it really doesn't feel like something that should have that low listings on the Steam market. Maybe some people have moved around and been buying them out. Keep an eye on that. Like I said, maybe people are assuming pie box potential will go up in demand, like I said, with the reveal of pie. We'll see. But yeah, okay. The Bardo suggestion, that was perfectly fine. 80 cents to $1.10. Could it get cheaper? I mean, it could, but I think it might be having a pretty interesting future ahead of it. Again, this is all like theory at the moment. Like, I don't know if people are going to just assume, oh, pie box, I simply must have. I mean, feel free to comment below what you think. But what it is, the Bardo was correct. I just don't know if it's going to go that much lower. But with a sheer lack of listings, I don't think it'll go that much lower. It's not like people are actively dumping this in the Steam market. In fact, how many sold today? 12. I mean, it's not a lot, but yeah. All right, I don't think that's too bad of a position it's in, so we'll leave it, all right? That seems to be all right. We'll go with that. Tire, bandana, and poncho. So over the past few weeks, I have seen the reveal of tire hide clothing. We have a hide shirt and pants. It hasn't been accepted yet. But with the recent Rustores, holiday stuff's kind of got in the way. It's a bit awkward, so all right, fair enough. Also, with the February Force Wipe, it's expected to be medieval themed. That's not really medieval themed. I've also seen some medieval, like, primitive clothing being produced. I don't think we'll be seeing more tire stuff. I'm not really expecting it. So as I look at both of these skins right here, I can confirm to you I have bought a decent amount of these tire bandanas with my cheap buy order of 70 cents, 90 cents. Poncho, I think I've bought a few as well. But as I look at both of these skins, again, it's like next to no listings, only 31 and only 24. Now, if we were to see a collection continuation, yes, I fully expect it to spike in price. But I just don't think it's happening over the course of these next few weeks. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Lo and behold, watch it appear in the Force Wipe Rustore. We'll see anyway. So, yes, this was expected. When people don't get like instant gratification, when people don't see like the instant collection continuation, prices expected to drop off a fair bit. But as of now, the suggestion of 70 cents to 90 cents, you would have bought some. If you did like 90 cents, I'm pretty sure you'd have bought some by now. I've bought a few. I think I did remove my barger on the bandana. I was like, okay, things are getting a little bit too iffy now. I think I'll remove it. I think I bought like 14. Yeah, but I still have my cheaper barter. We'll see how things progress from here. So, yeah, all right then, let's keep an eye on this. But, yeah, we do need to see a collection continuation, or I don't expect much. I don't expect good things. Let's go with that. Right then, so we'll leave it at that. But there is one more thing that I'll leave with you. The Blackout collection, the primitive Blackout clothing, it does go well with these. Just going to point that out. So if you think the Blackout poncho is just a little bit too expensive, well, you do have these options as an alternative option. But yeah, we'll leave it at that, all right? I don't think everybody's going to instantly assume that. If anything, people probably got like the Raven stuff, and that looks good with Blackout hoodie and Blackout burlap shirt and pants. Right then, so as of now, that seems to be okay, but it could probably go worse. All right, so moving on, we have the weapons. I said 60 cents to 80 cents for both of these, and they're basically already below $1. That's correct. Sorry to say, but it just wasn't like screaming at me. Being a super flashy type of weapon, no, it's not. Neither of them are, and they are now struggling. It is unfortunate, but yeah, you just expect these things to happen, and it happens all over again every time. As of now, highest bar is 84 cents here and 84 cents here. Could they potentially go lower? Probably, but yeah. I mean, you could probably try and turn it into metal if you wish. It's up to you, but yeah. Can it go lower? I fully expect so. When we're like real bad, this very likely might be sitting here with bars only up to about 70 cents and prices probably around 80-ish cents. Keep an eye on the price of metal. So let's just go do that real quickly. Metal. Over the course of post-Christmas, it has risen up in price quite nicely, but it is expected to drop off again. So as of now, $1, very cool to see. But, you know, when times are bad, it do be dropping off pretty bad. And as you can see, just a good couple months back or so, this is selling for about 70 cents. October 31st. It may take a while, but it'll go back down in price again. So March, April time, keep an eye on that. Just pointing out. Right, so yeah, okay then. Overall, the expectations with the prices, it's expected that they are going to go lower. But the barter suggestions, they seem to be okay. These two look like they can go a fair bit lower, but then, you know, with the barters we have, should like kind of get in the perfect position there. As of now, things are lining up perfectly at that. We fully expect it to be going down to maybe about $1.50 to $2. It's in a good position for that. This holding up very nicely. Good to see that. A very interesting potential future for it, maybe. What a wonderful day for pie. Knees, if we do see the continuations, I'm going to be very happy. If not, oh dear, oh dear. And the weapons, well, yeah, we kind of expected it not really to go anywhere. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So overall, I still don't really think it was that much of a very super crazy rust store. But then again, like I said, it is looking like these 4 rust stores were planned ahead of time. And yeah. So as we look at the rust store that appeared the week after, were we seeing a super flashy rust store? I turned my head. It was cool. It was interesting. It was a bit strange, but yeah, no, it was, I guess you could say, a little bit better. Ramen shop collection returns, a baby hippo rock, and very cool looking tier 3 set, transparent glow in the dark door, a very flashy cranberry red redemption weapon, oh yes, a golden backpack, oh wow, and you got some very cool looking weapon skins, and no mercy collection returns with tools. Like overall, if that came out for the first rust store of the year, I think this would have sold a lot more. I'm not joking, but yeah. So, of course, this will be next week's video. Get a quick glimpse of that. It's not looking super appealing. But yes, overall, most skins are now expected to drop off. Prices are slowing down, going down, and yeah. So what will be the rock bottom prices for the beginning of this year? It's got to be around March, April time. So we've got another month or so to go with that. And keep an eye on these. If you're considering investing into them in the future, you've got to be like wary of the skins, and hopefully during post-Christmas you made a lot of profit. You know, you've got that profit still, and just wait out, keep an eye on it. So yeah, did you happen to buy any of these skins? Feel free to comment below whether you purchased them directly, or of course you you know, bought some with your barders, and feel free to comment below what your thoughts are in regards to what you're going to do next. My name is Hedge. I've been yapping. I've been talking about this rust store, and overall, it was alright. But yeah, I think it was, as of now, perfectly fine. And everything's just matching up mostly to expectation. So yeah, right, that's it. Let's see what happens over the course of the next several weeks. And let's look forward to the summer, when that brand new biome, the jungle biome, comes out. And so many kids are going to get attacked by tigers. Beautiful. Catch you later. Say goodbye.